where scenario is vendor is undercharging the tax.
Right.
Okay. And for example, invoice amount is some $1,000 and some 10% is the tax on it. That means $100. But that guy charged only $50, maybe $60. Okay. And like in this case, basically the invoice is getting posted with Taiwan tax code and we are just paying the vendor whatever he charged, that is $60.
But it's 1,060, right? On the vendor invoice.
Yeah, on the vendor invoice it is 1,060, but when Vertex calculated it is $100.
Vertex is calculating $100. Actually, the vendor is charging only
vendor charged $60. So in this case, see the entry in the accounting document as 1,060 for vendor, right? And it's like I think the remaining, what is that, 1,006?
The remaining 40 you're talking about.
Yeah, the remaining 40 go into expense account. Is it correct?
Yes, that will show under accrual account. Okay, so that will go into accrual account.
Right.
Okay, because the vendor is charging only $6. The rest of $40 we are in accruing it, so it will show under accrual account.
So does it come from the PO line item? No, right? Or is it something different where we set up to accrue this tax?
This will something will set up within SAP. I don't know from where it will pick, but it will we will.
Yeah.
That's information. But the rest will accrue. So we are not going to pay. So this is okay to pay, right? So this is okay to pay. We pay whatever we have on the vendor invoice.
Right, okay to pay, yes.
So this is 1,060. Okay.
Right.
Some cases vendor will charge under, some cases vendor will charge more than invoice.
So when he charges, for example, the same invoice, okay, where he charged $160 instead of $100. In that case, even though we pay $160 as the tax to the vendor, how do we settle that? Like, is it like you're losing some $60 because the vendor charged us more? Or how do we manage that?
That we will set up within Vertex. For example, in this case, Vertex charging high, and in the other case, Vertex is charging low, right? For example,
the other example is Vertex is calculating 100 only, but vendor charged $160.
160. So the 60 that we have to adjust with the help of tolerance. Okay, we have some tolerance set up, right, in SAP.
Right.
So we will do with the help of tolerance, or we will adjust within SAP, within Vertex.
So assume that $160 is within the tolerance.
Within the tolerance. That's the case. Yeah, within the tolerance.
So when the invoice get posted, in that case, do we bear that additional $60 or how does that?
Yeah, that we have to pay. So whatever we have on the end of the day, you have to pay that total amount. Right. So maybe in the practically we can see in your system if you have any such scenarios, right? I'll explain you more into your system so that you can understand better. As this is a dummy system, right? So it is not integrated with Vertex. I can't show you anything, but I can explain here, but I can't show in the system point of view, right? That we will go through your system so we can check on post. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. So before I start accelerator, I want to discuss with you regarding the 2 points, right? So one is on the purchase side, the second one is on the sales, right? On the purchase side, the tax procedure will take right? Everything will be based on the tax procedure itself. When you are posting my row, you will enter only vendor data and the GL number. If it is a non-PO, you will enter the GL number. If it is PO, you will enter the PO number. Right?
Yeah.
So everything will taken care by your tax procedure. So what are the means a tax? For example, Vertex is sending the tax for a tax rate, but in the back end that is driving only your tax procedure, right? But it's coming to the sales side. Sales side is completely your pricing procedure will take the lead. Okay, pricing. Under your pricing procedure, you have to extend your conditions, right? DGT. For example, these are the conditions I'm using. Okay, so these are the 3 conditions you have to extend under your pricing procedure. Okay, for example, you are using a standard pricing procedure. For example, RV8001 is your standard pricing procedure. Okay. So here, you have to extend your tax conditions, right? This tax condition you have to extend under your pricing procedure with the help of routines. I'll show you in your system. Okay. So what routines will do, the routines will make for example, if you maintain some routine, for example, 701, for example, okay, or 501, or 502, we have some routines, right? So this UTXT will help to pick that data from SAP.
Yeah.
This will pick the data from SAP, and this will send the data to your external tax engine, and this will return the data from external tax engine, right? So these routines will help only these are the three conditions are relevant for taxes. That is the reason you are extending under your pricing procedure with the help of routines. Okay, so when you are placing a sales order, right? When you are placing a sales order, you will enter the sold to party, right? On the material numbers, so the price will automatically update, right? When you are going and checking in the sales order, the price will automatically update, right? The price will pick based on your pricing procedure. Am I right?
Yeah.
So when you check in the pricing procedure, you can see these conditions. Okay, so these are the three conditions which you are using. And so you are already extended this condition under your pricing process. Okay, so on the sales side, what I wanted to say, on the sales side, the pricing procedure will drive your tax determination. The sales side is your tax and pricing, and the price side is your tax and the sales side is your price. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'll show. This is already you clear, right? Just you will create the tax procedure, you will create the condition, you will create the tax codes, and you will create the some condition like a weekend 13, right?
Yeah.
So this is clear. Now I'll want to show you. Okay, for example, this is my tax procedure. Okay, so how I can extend my tax conditions in the pricing procedure? Actually, this is basically an SD consultant will take care of this activity because this is more into their scope. Okay, but you should also know how our tax conditions will be extended under pricing procedure. Okay, because this is a standard one. We have a intercompany pricing procedure also, right? We have a procedure for rebate. We have a pricing procedure for orders, hybrid orders, online orders, e-commerce.
Yeah.
We have a different pricing procedure. Okay. If you check online orders, so most majority of the days the pricing procedure will end with 6. For plants abroad also we have a separate pricing procedure. Yes or no?
Yeah.
We have different pricing procedures. Okay. You should know how we can extend this pricing procedure with our tax condition. I'm using some domain number. Okay. For example, these are my pricing procedures. Okay, so now let's see how I can extend my pricing procedure. I will extend my tax condition under this pricing procedure. So here, these are the conditions. First, what we have to do on the sales side also, on the SD side also, okay, we have to create a condition for M because on the sales side, let me open on the tax, we have created these conditions, right? These are the conditions we have created, right? This is a base, these are the conditions, right? So this is for base, this is for output, this is for input, this is for IT something. So in the condition, if I open this MWA1, so here we are using access sequence is MWB1 also, it will be C1 also, right? So here you have to create the same condition with the MWST on SD side. On SD side, you have to create the same condition as a tax condition, okay? In SD. On SD condition under /06. Okay. Let me log into here because why I'm using the same condition. You can create with a different condition also. But for our easy understanding, so that I'm using the same name. If you see that MWST, you can understand, right? This is a standard condition by SAP, right? By seeing this condition, you can understand, okay, this is a tax conditions which we have extended in the same pricing procedure. That is the reason I'm using the same MWST. If you want, you can create with any condition. That's not a problem. Okay. If I search with the same condition, I thought it might be there. Yeah, it is there. Right? Yeah. It is there. That means you are using the same. It's like the same tax condition. Okay. You see, the taxes is not allowed to enter manually. It's the same like tax condition, right? Yeah. Or for example, let me see. For US here, these are the tax conditions we are using, right? There is one more condition. Here something we are supposed to use. Okay. This is also like same. This is to pick the jurisdiction code. It will pick the jurisdiction code. This will same. This is for document. If you see, this is for also document. Sales tax, PST. This is the standard conditions. Here there is no access sequence because this will make a call. Okay, the first condition will collect the data. Okay, the first condition will collect the data. The second condition will make a call to Vertex. the third condition UTXT or XJ, whatever, it will return the data from Vertex. Okay. If you see, all these three conditions are created, right? So if you want, you can create the same conditions. Let me search with the UTXT is not there. You understand, right? For example, let me take the same condition. UTXT. I'm taking a three condition. You assume that I have created these three conditions. Okay, UTXT, XT, XT, or J, whatever. Okay. The second point. So make sure that your access sequence is created or not. You have access sequence, right? That's the same access sequence you are using in your tax procedure, right? Here.
Yeah.
So make sure your tax is created or not. If it is not, you have to create the access. So this is a pure an SD task. Okay. I'm giving some heads up so that you can so just select MWST. We can access. These are the access tables. These are the tables we have. For example, in your call, you want one more combination, one more access sequence. So in that case, what do? You will create you will request SD person to create one more combination with for example, departure, sales or customer group, and material task classification, customer task classification. In the plant code. Based on that, you want to create one more access sequence. So in that case, you will create a new access sequence. But also, we have some existing tables. These are the standard tables. Okay. If, for example, if you try to create a new one, let me show you. For example, you see here it's showing me some pop-up options, right? So that means you have to select from here. You see we have these many combinations: domestic tax, customer level, sales or level, you say plant level or something. If I select 055, okay. If you select it exclusive, what does it will do? Because when we are placing in some order, it will read the access sequences, right? First it will read the domestic and departure and destination. If there is no condition found, it will go to domestic. If not, then it will go to export. Then if not, it will go to new access sequence. If find some access sequence, some data there, it will stop there itself because of this condition. If you are not activated this condition, it will go for other conditions. It will go to read other access sequence if it is any close match to your data. So that's the reason when you are creating these access sequences, make sure that you select the receipt checkbox. This checkbox will help to stop you when your system read the proper data as a relevant data. Okay? Yeah.
Right? And what about requirement? Should we need to create new requirements? What do we need to put anything in the requirement column?
No, it's not. No, you can keep it blank, no problem. Okay. So here you can see what are the technical fields for these combinations. Okay. Select this line and click on field. You can so these are the condition field. This is document structure. This is a technical field for plant. You know this, right? Material pricing process and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
This is where we will create a new access sequence. If I save this, it will create a new access. Okay? I'll show you. I'll try to create it with dummy one because I don't want to one. The rest is already there. Are you getting?
No. Good on that.
What I'll do, I'm trying to create some dummy access sequence. I'm copying the standard one. Okay. Select this, then copy. Okay. Copy all. This is the one. Let me save this first. Okay. So now my access sequence is created. I copy the same access sequence steps, right? You see, it is copied 3. Yeah. So now I'm creating one more combination, one more access sequence. Step 5. Yes. So it is saved, right? So if I open this VK13, right? If you enter MWST, you can see only 3 combinations, right?
Yeah.
If you search with ZWST, you will get it is there. It is showing for.
Maybe because requirement is not attached.
Export business, domestic business.
So if you need to create new routine, we can create it.
Yeah, we can create. But that is pure on the technical side. Okay, so we are not involved that much. Okay, so let me put some conditions here. Let me put some export of business. I'm using this for only exports.
And should we not to click that executive? No.
All the conditions. Select let me come out completely. Get that thing. Maybe I have to log off.
Okay, even the third one has got same field combination. Arjun. Maybe that could be
the third one is a different one, right? I created with sales data, right? So shouldn't. It should display. The third one is a different one, right? You see, it's a 55 table. So this is a departure and destination. This is domestic sale. This is export. Departure and destination also can be the export sale, right? That's the reason we are keeping requirement as 8. And the sales are also we have a ship to customer as a different country also, right? We have a possibility. So there's the reason and just I kept it as 8. You understand, right? How we can create this? But I don't know why it is. Sometimes it should show that the new access sequence. It should work. That's fine. Maybe something they have to do, so they will do some kind of. It should appear. Okay, you know, right, how to create this access sequence, right? Okay. Now we know that we created access sequence condition. And again, we have to extend our tax conditions. Extend our tax conditions in pricing procedure, right? For example, my standard pricing procedure is RV0. This is a standard pricing procedure, right? Let's select your pricing procedure, click on control data. Here you can see your tax procedure. Sorry, your pricing procedure, right?
Yeah.
If you come down, so it looks like almost similar to your tax procedure. Here also you have your accounting keys, you have your conditions from the screen is same. Okay, everything is same. But only the additional thing is here, these are the SD conditions. So here we will activate our tax condition. Okay. So you see here, this is our output tax condition. Here we have only output tax. We never add an input tax. So here we will add our output tax here. We will extend our output tax. The output tax, right? If you see, this is output tax accounting key, right? Yeah. If you see the right? So here you will use your thing in front of you. You can check. We have this. We will add these three conditions here. These three conditions. Okay. So we will add same three conditions here, and we will activate our tax calculation type. That is nothing but your routine calculation type. I'll show you something here. If I find anything, collect tax input, maybe 500 we can use. This is so anyway, we need some technical person help here because they will write some coding routines. Okay, just I'm showing how the routine will looks like. Okay, if you select this condition, if you click on this information document, okay, it will open in a program level. Okay, I'll show you.
Okay. And who will decide the number? Like, is it something technical team only, or
the technical team? The technical team. In that case, we will use these are the standard number. Okay, you can see the same standard conditions 5015000 or 701 or something. That says source. If I click on source text, it will open in some program level. Okay, you can see all the BAPI and the function module. Okay. Everything you can see the program here. You see the check tax input collection. So this condition will help to collect your data. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is your program name. Okay. Something like that. Okay. So think for some close routine so that you can understand. 701. If you use some text something like this is 540, also we have same kind of routine. 700. This is how they will create some routines. Okay. The SD means here we need some help. Okay. They will create these conditions.
Okay. Yeah.
You can check in your system. So what I want to say here, it will add the three conditions here. 974, for example, you will add your three conditions here, and you will add your accounting key. Only you will add your accounting key only UTXD. Okay, UTXD, you will add your accounting key. For the rest of you, you won't add anything. Okay? You can check in your system. Okay? You will add your accounting key here, and you will maintain your routines here in the calculation tab. Because these calculations, these conditions will make a call to Vertex, and Vertex will decide your tax rate and tax. Okay, so this is how we will extend your price or your tax condition.
So basically, in the pricing procedure, we go and just add all our conditions.
Right. That's it. We will go and add our condition, whatever we have. You can check in your system. It will be easy to understand how the conditions they have created and everything. Okay. You can just select and you can check the code also, right? How they have created those code. You can also check. Okay. So this is how your tax determination will drive by your pricing process. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, right? What are the main triggering points for tax calculation?
On the purchasing side?
Even it's a purchase or sales, what are the main triggering points to collect the tax? For example, take purchase. Okay, what are the triggering points on purchase?
So whether that material group is taxable or
I would say classification, right? Tax classification. Before that, I want to add one point here. Your physical origin country. That means your vendor will decide your rate because vendor is charging the tax from you, right? Vendor will decide your rate. So the first and point is your physical origin country. Okay.
Right.
Second one is your admin origin. Second one is your material group, right? Means group tax classification.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the next is your GL account. In the GL account, there is no tax category, right? So if you've done all the configuration, there is no tax category in the GL expense line, it will not work, right? So GL also is a key factor to determine your taxes, right? Pricing and tax procedure, obviously it will take place, right? But I add one more point here, because registration number also is very, very important. If there is no registration number in the vendor master data, okay, or GST, for India it is GST. For Europe, it is VAT number, right?
But for US, we don't have anything, right? It is tax deduction code only.
It is TJC. It is TJC. If you forget to update the master data like a postal code and if the system will read tax area ID is not findable in tax lookup or something, it will throw some error or extra communication error. So that is very, very important, right? Your physical origin country, your VAT registration, your GL number will play a crucial role, right? The sales, if I take on sales, okay, first thing, again, it's a destination country because the tax is allowed.
Right.
Two parts. Second one is country, which is number, VAT, GST, TJC, tax numbers, whatever. The next TTC, next is MTC. What is CTC? Customer tax classification. MTC is nothing but your material tax classification. What else? So these are the key factors to it. We can also add MEK3. MEK3 is nothing but once you update all the conditions, MEK3 will help to pick the tax code. So this is not a this is also configuration, but this is not a master. It comes under it's kind of master.
There is also one more thing that I have seen is a trusted vendor.
Trusted vendor is nothing but registered vendors, I would say. In registered vendors, we call it as trusted vendor. Okay. So registered vendors, we call it, if unregistered vendor, we call it untrusted vendor. Okay. So for trusted vendors is always liable to collect the tax. But always in the not liable to collect that.
Yeah. So in case of trusted vendor, no matter how much they charge, we just simply post it to SAP, right?
Yeah. It simply will show that the tax is zero. Simply, he's not liable to collect the tax, right?
No, not in case of untrusted. In case of trusted vendor, I'm saying.
Yeah. Whatever the vendor is charging, you have to post. Vendor is charging 10% VAT, you have to post as 10% VAT amount.
Right.
Unless the vendor will not accept, right? We are going to, right? Based on your accounting only, your document, based on your document posting, you will pay the amount to the vendor, right? You will run some APP or some other programs and you will run automatically, right? So it will pick from the document, whatever the document is posted, that amount, it will pick the document number, it will clear the amount directly.
Yeah.
If the account is posted with wrong amount, right? If you pay the wrong amount to the vendor will accept? No, right? So vendor will not accept. So you have to cancel that invoice or you have to do a manual payment to the vendor. You have to correct that invoice. You have to set up your Vertex correctly. Then you can post the invoice. Maybe going forward and the new invoices you will pay correct, right?
Right.
So this is how. So these are the key factors, okay, which will help deter tax. Okay, like here also, education also is kind of it's a key factor. The customer is holding it zero, right? Okay.
So in case of exempt, when Vertex don't calculate any tax, right? Since we upload the certificate on the Vertex, right?
Vertex will not calculate any tax. Speak to that particular right? In US we have almost 47 regions, right? We have almost 47 regions. If the customer ABC is holding a right to the management in, for example, in New York City, so he is only exempt for New York region, not for other regions. For rest of 46 regions, it will calculate the tax, right?
Okay. So when we say New York region, for example, this vendor is there in different states, okay, like New York, California and other states, right?
Okay.
And as a company from Illumina, like if I order some material from this and he's sending the material from California, then that guy is not tax exempt, right? If he is sending only from New York, then only the tax exempt come into play, right?
No. For example, it's a good question actually. For example, you were shipped to, for example, you were sold to parts. For example, your company is selling some goods to customer is located in, for example, New York. Okay. So in New York, he is holding some material, okay, but his tail part is in California, for example. Here
Tell
you
me on
don't have
the purchase side, just to avoid.
just okay. Sorry.
Can you tell me on the purchase side how this will work?
Purchase side. Let me finish the sales side first, then I can discuss that. Okay. So this is our sales side. This ABC customer is buying something from your company, for example. Okay.
Yeah.
Or is purchasing some ABC from your company and is sold to party region, but is taken here in California. Okay. So this ABC customer is holding in New York, so not in California. So here in this case, in California, you don't have an exempt certificate, right? So here, tell me the tax or not.
So he's taking the delivery in California. So maybe exempt, right? Because ship to is California. But Ulto also affects the tax thing, right? Because he's the admin. It will be the admin state.
It will calculate the taxes. I just now I told you, right? The taxes is always based on the ship to, which is your destination country.
Right. Okay.
So taxes is always based not on bill to. They will look only for from where the goods are going, are coming, where the goods are going. Sales side, it will look only for the ship to the destination. From purchase side, from where the goods are physically moving. That means your physical origin country. It will decide your tax determination. Here it will calculate tax.
Yeah.
If in case he is taking delivery within New York, then it won't calculate any tax.
Right.
Okay. Now you are telling something. The same. Even
it's the same case if it is the vendor Illumina is purchasing something from ABC. Okay. And this ABC guy is actually tax exempt.
ABC's vendor is an exempt vendor. Okay.
Yeah. So in this case, if Illumina order anything from this vendor, as long as he send the goods from NYC, then it is tax exempt, right? But if he sends,
for example, let me take here. For example, here also his vendor is from, for example, so he is taking and your Illumina belongs to for example Philadelphia. Okay. Now your company is buying from this ABC vendor from Texas. Okay, and taking the delivery within Texas. Okay, this is also possibility, right?
Yeah.
So here, this vendor is holding 99%. 99% vendors won't have an exempt certificate. Okay, vendor won't have an exempt certificate. Only for customers we have the certificate exempt. So here, if he is not charging the tax, maybe it could be he is not a registered vendor.
Hey. You know, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features: bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
You don't have any registration in that particular region or country. So in that case, in this case, it will calculate the taxes. So 99% the majority is to have an exempt certificate. The exempts we call it as EM, exempt certificate management, only for majority only for customers. So here, the vendor, if the vendor is not able to collect, that means he is not a trusted vendor. Yeah. So this is clear now?
Yeah, sure.
So before I want to tell you Accelerate. Okay. So Accelerate is a tool where you have to import the external system, right? So what is the use of this accelerator tool? We have already a system, right? Then why we need accelerator is the question.
Yeah.
In Canada, for US and Canada, we will do reporting everything from Vertex itself.
Yeah.
Tax report, everything we will report from Vertex itself, right? And why we need the first thing, accelerator will help troubleshoot your tax issue. Okay. What is the difference between accelerator and in a day you will post hundreds of invoices, am I right? So you can't go and search one log for one document in the Vertex O Series.
Yeah.
Okay. So it will generate some dump at a time. So you have to search each and every log for your document. Okay. But in the accelerator, you can search your SIC log as per your document. You can search a document log for your document level. But in Vertex O Series, it will be in the dump. You have to search each and every line. Okay. So In Vertex, it will support only for US and Canada for VAT reporting. What about other countries, right? For accelerator, will support for the reporting point of view.
So, are you saying that Vertex O Series is older version compared to accelerator, or how?
Vertex, I'll tell you. In Vertex, we have P series, we have Q series, we have O series. Okay. Vertex P is nothing but your 6 series. Which now this is not there. It is already decommissioned. Okay. What Q, which is your version 7. Vertex is your version 8 and version 9. You know, right? Version 8 for version 8. For version 8, if you want to run your version 8, you need a flash flare. You need a flash player to run the version 8.6 version 8 series. Okay. So you know, right, in 2021, Adobe stopped their flash supporting in Google, right? They have stopped the flash player support in Google browser. So that is the reason. So Vertex is introducing new version, which is version 9. Okay. So version 9 is no flash player is required. Okay. So this is
my primary question was how does that accelerator is compared with these series? Like, is both accelerator and the O series is same, or?
No. Both are different. Both are different tools. O series different. Accelerator is different.
Even the licensing and everything will be different.
Yeah, everything will be different. You have to purchase a separate license. Now accelerator is a now old version. Now they are introducing new version, which is CFA, chain flow accelerator. You have to upgrade every day. Okay. Chain flow accelerator is a new version of accelerator. So maybe down the line, maybe in 5 or 10 years, it will be decommissioned. So everything will be CFA and Vertex. Okay. So for this also you have to buy a freight. You have to purchase a license from Vertex.
But whenever we are using these accelerators, do we need any O series, Q series? Nothing, right? Just the accelerator itself is sufficient, right?
But there is no use of using accelerator without O series, right? The tax calculation, everything will come from Vertex itself. What is the need of using accelerator? Tell me. If you are not using O series, you can set up everything in your native tax procedure, right? Why you need again accelerator? In SAP also we have standard reports, right?
Yeah.
Then why we need accelerator?
Right. So you are saying that the accelerator doesn't give the ability of tax calculations and all that. So
accelerator won't give any tax calculations. Accelerator will be that tool where you can pull some report, where you can troubleshoot your tax issues.
So these are a set of transactions in SAP.
Yes, setup. I'll show you the accelerator. You can understand. After that, you will understand. Okay, what is the role of the accelerator?
Yeah.
So without accelerator, also we can use Vertex. No need to install accelerator. We can use Vertex directly. Okay. If you are using your company is most in US and Canada, Vertex O series is good enough. No need to use accelerator also. It's fine.
Okay.
If you are using accelerator, you should use O series also, or else there is no use of using accelerator. Nothing you can find anything. So you can't do anything. So in accelerator, we have some extendable functionalities so that we can use. So for example, you have some tax code AB. Okay. You don't want to make a call this AB to Vertex. So those kind of settings we can do in the accelerator. I said, right, in the PO level, we can see the log. In my row, in the vendor invoice level, we can see the log. In SD level, we can see the log. In billing level, we can see the log, right? In the FIAP, we can see the log. In the FIAR, we can see the right. FIAP and FIR, you know, right? They are more JBs, right? Manual JBs. But these kind of documents also, we can see the logs. Whether you wanted to see the log, you wanted to enable the log or not. Those kind of settings we can do in the accelerator point. So those kind of settings we can do. You wanted to override some tax code from AB to BC or BC to BD or something like that. We have some such functionality where you can also add code, your company code. In SAP in native taxes, in OBCL, A0 with A0 and V0. Same way. In accelerator also, we can add code, your company code with some calling tax code. Okay, that calling tax code will make a call to Vertex. Those kind of settings we can do in the accelerator part. Okay, so if you can share your screen, I can go through.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah,
let me share this.
Okay, now just click on the Vertex tab. So this is the menu for accelerator, right? So if you need any, for example, you want some documentation, anything, you see on the top, accelerator documentation.
Yeah.
If you click there, it will give some guide and user guide and implementation guide. You can also download the guide.
Yeah.
So in accelerator also we have do some versions. Okay, in Vertex we have O Series version 9 service patches, right? 10.9, 10.1, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, something like that, right? In the accelerator also we have some notes, accelerator notes, 132, 131, 331 or something like that. Okay, you can see the accelerator guide here.
Yeah, for indirect tax O Series 7 and higher.
Yes. Okay. But majority of the work we will do on, if you do some changes on the accelerator, right? It will be constant because we will never touch these settings going forward. Okay, majority of the changes we will do only on the Vertex side. These are the one-time settings, I would say, unless you have any new requirement or new setup to configure on the accelerator. Okay.
Right.
So if you click on the version list SAC, and the SAC is nothing but your system integration component, right? To integrate your Vertex and accelerate your ERP, we need SAC. Yeah. If you enter your set company code here.
Company code?
Yeah, you can enter your company code. Your company code.
Three company codes actually. Maybe
your company code. Your company code is nothing but your Illumina, right? It's a company code. Its company is purchasing a license from Excel, right?
Right.
You just unselect that email report to Vertex support. What you do, if you select, it will send an email to your support team. Okay. I wanted to show you how the accelerator looks. Okay. Yeah. Now execute. And I just told you, right, we have to import some external TRs, right? You can find all the external TRs details here. What are the other tools you are using? You can find all the TRs and all the details here. We are using quality only, right? Okay.
Yeah, this is about 5.
Yeah, that's fine. Maybe it will take some time because it will read all the data.
What does it pull actually?
It will pull your version details, your TRs details, what are the latest version we are using, everything. You will get accelerator and LCRD. LCRD also you are using?
I don't know. Maybe you need.
When you click on the Vertex page, right, you will get some PDF, right? Same way you will get some here. Yeah.
Code. Okay.
That's why. Yeah, you see, your company name is this, accelerator version 3.1, username, and system details, everything you see here. Components, SAP products we are using, everything you can down one by one. You can see that TR details, everything you can find.
Oh, shit, I need to.
Oh, yeah, okay. So here you can see that plans abroad status. So I lost your screen.
Okay, you can see, right?
Yeah, you see here in the plans abroad status also showing that it is active. So you are using the plans abroad concept from accelerator.
Where is it? You say?
You see on the top. Yes, there itself. There itself. Yeah, plans abroad. So you are using a plans abroad concept from accelerator. You see, you have the components, you have install products, you have Vertex transport. You see, you have so many Vertex transports. What accelerator nodes want. Yeah, these are the versions. These are the external two ETS you have imported. You see, and transports. Yes. Dixon is again. It's a tool. Okay, like an accelerator. We have the LCR Dixon tool. Okay, where we can activate the vendor recon, some kind of settings, where we can block some sales order. Right. In the last class I said, right, GFCB, goods flow control board. Right. If you have a legally permission from the government, you can send the goods from one country to another country, right? If you don't have any legal rights, you can't send the goods, so illegal goods to one country from another country, right? So those kind of things those kind of orders we can block with the help of the Dixon tool. So in LCR Dixon tool, we have some functionality, we call it as diagnose tags. So the diagnose tags will help to block your order, so you can't go and create the delivery or billing something. So those kind of settings we can do in that. Like you see in the accelerator mapping, that means accelerator mapping is in SAP in accelerator we have a different terminology. In SAP we call it as company code or company, right? But in Vertex we call it as it's a taxpayer, seller division, buyer division, seller company or buyer company. So how the system can understand this terminology, right? We do have some kind of, so we will map your company code to buyer division, something like that. Okay. So those kind of mappings we will do here. in the accelerator. So those mappings are showing under here. You see, these are the mappings we are using it here. You see,
Right.
SG means short text to long text. You see, EO text to something like that. We have so many options, so many fields is mapped here by default. So these are the, you can down. You can see this kind of data here in the accelerator. This is pure on the.
So on the
Whatever the changes, I want to tell you, whatever the changes you are doing on the accelerator, right? Those changes will come and update here by default. Okay, for example, you are creating a new mapping. So the data will come and show up in your data mappings. If you created some new transport, you are imported some new transport, the transport will show up in your transport.
Okay, basically even the data logs, who excluded
everything you will get here.
And whatever that is done on the accelerator, that is on SAP side, only like if I go to that portal, Vertex portal, and do some changes, does that one doesn't show?
No, that we have a separate tool, right? That will capture in the Vertex O Series. But in the accelerator, if you change anything, it will capture here automatically.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
These are the standard settings. Go back. So, for example, we are not able to troubleshoot the issue, right? You need some helping hand. What you do, you will raise a ticket to Vertex, right?
Mm-hmm. So, how do we raise the ticket?
I'll show you that also in separate.
Can I go back?
Okay. Yeah. No, let me finish this. Okay. So when you raise a support ticket to Vertex, right, they will ask about your accelerator about page. This is your about page. You see, Vertex about page. So you have to share this file, Excel file, to your Vertex support team and along with your Vertex support page. Mm-hmm. So based on this file, they will understand, okay, what is went wrong in the system. Okay? Mm-hmm. Maybe the issue is occurring maybe due to the old version, or what is the version you are using, everything from the attachments. Sometime here. Okay. Yeah, just click on the Vertex configuration settings. Now you see, if you click on the SIC tax configuration, now you see here, so these are the standard settings. Okay. So countries we have only tax. So countries we have tax and deductible, non-deductible. In US we have sale tax, use tax, consumer tax, whatever. You see, right? If you click on that, just select one line, any line, click on the view details, click there. You see here, so this is a tax, this is related to VAT, and the tax type it is showing is VAT, right? You see, VAT type it is an input tax, okay? Yeah. It is an input tax. You see, come down. Here it's not showing. It's not showing here in the impositions in the tax code countries. We can see that countries also. Okay. Can you do one thing? When you go back on screen, just select that line 6, unrecoverable. There. Now you see, just stop there in the top. Yeah. Little bit top. So this is a VAT country, recoverable, right? So these are the countries is allowed to recover the tax. Okay. These are the countries only we have the recoverable tax. Right? You see, this is set location is always administrative destination, physical origin country, and administrative origin country. So tax type is input tax. It will allow input tax, output tax, and reverse charge. You know, right? Input output is nothing but a reverse charge. Right? Yeah. In the import, we don't have a recoverable concept. Okay, that's the reason it is not activated here. Okay, so this kind of settings we can do. For example, there is one more new country where they wanted to use a recoverable percentage. So in that case, you have to come here and you have to add that country here, so that it will use the recoverable functionality for that country. Okay, just go back on screen. I think here you don't have an option. You see in the first, click on the first option, edit. First one. First option. No. Select the same line 6 and click on the edit. There. Now select, double click on the line 6, select line or display click there. Now you can see it is in editable mode. Now you can add your country. Okay. Something like that. You can extend your countries for the recoverable percentages. Okay. So imposition type is nothing but your tax type, like something like you have to enable the conditions. So I would say this is the standard setup when we are importing the external TR. By default, these settings will come up because this is a country level taxes, right? Taxes now it's a very sensitive area. You can't go and design by yourself, right? It should be under country specific. The option, what are the tax types we have in the country? So all by default will come up here. If something missing, you have to add. In the B side, you can see also the tax type, VAT, seller tax, use tax, jurisdiction level, everything you can find. You can understand, okay, seller tax overseas belongs to North America. You see, North America, something like that. VAT for other countries except US and Canada, other countries, right? We have VAT, right? Yeah. Now go back.
So this is needed for maybe
that is one time I would say. So when you're importing by default, if something is missing, for example, there is France, we have a recoverability. When you are checking that recoverability in that XIC mapping, there is no mapping for France. What you do, you will come here and you will add a country as France to extend that recoverability function. If it is missing. For example, again, this accelerator also will have the license version. How many countries we are using? For only those countries, they will give the license. For example, going forward, right? You're not using, you're taking the license for all the countries. You have to pay the license cost to the Vertex INC, right? Unnecessarily. So, no. so based on your business, you will take the license. You will take the permission. Tomorrow, they are introducing a new company in a new country. So in such cases, you will extend your recovery by using this condition. Now click on the country settings. In our country setting, we won't use anything. By default, it will be blank unless they use anything. Okay, they are using this country settings. Okay, they are using which is for currency or what is this currency only?
Country currency.
Where they are using.
Yeah, that's right. And translation.
Yeah, that's it. In new country come up, you will add here.
This is for what, like any exchange? What is the purpose of this table actually? They need anything?
It's a currency. It will pick the currency, right? It will do the average. There is some, for example, buying company is from, for example, Netherlands is in Euro and your vendor is from Turkey, right? So you have to pay in Turkey currency to the vendor.
Right,
you have some exchange, right? Balance.
Yeah.
For that conversation, you will add here the currency. So it says around everything, right? So we have some set up there. Yeah. Just expand this.
Tax code settings.
Now this is very important. Let me tell you this. But here you are not using, but in generally, you see the first one is your country. Second one is your tax code. Okay. The third one is you don't have any edit access. Can you check? No. You don't have edit access, right? Here?
No, I don't have any.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Maybe it allows in the lower system.
No. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So for example, you have a tax code AB in tax procedure Germany. Okay. So first what you will do, you will enter Germany as a country. Tax code is AB, right? And that post Vertex accelerator indicator, you will keep it as blank. You see the tax relevance calculations where we'll have three options. One is where we have four options: 0, 1, 2, 3. 0 is nothing but it's nothing. It will not make anything. I'll show you. Can you do one thing? Can you open one more session?
Yeah, sure.
Go to the accelerator again. Yeah. Accelerator. From bottom, you see this some troubleshoot option. Expand that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, click there. Double click on first option. It says, do you have any document number from any company code? Search for any
devices that are actually posted or whatever. Maybe for example, this one, right? I just
take this invoice 52000. Yeah, this one.
And this is for US 01.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's okay. Take the document invoice.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't have any history. That means it looks like it came from.
That's fine. No, it is posted, right? It is released. You can take that number 0, enter then the second 135. Yeah. Now you see there is some deflection reason. You see in the beside company code.
Yeah, deflection reason. Yeah.
Yes. Default reason. I'm sorry. Yeah, expand this. Yeah. Here you see we have some options. So the same options will show up in your other screen. Tax code settings. Here.
Yeah, here.
Yeah. Tax relevancy is nothing. If you maintain 1 or 0, go there.
Mm-hmm.
If you maintain
tax copied from reference document,
just second. No, not this one. Sorry, not this one. Close it. Close this. Can you see? Did you get any options there?
Here, update or force. That is just checkbox.
No, right? Okay. Can you do one thing? Can you open the tax code I1 in the FTXP? FTX. Yeah. FTX. Yeah. US I1.
I can just execute even
Open I1 directly. Now click on the properties. You see here there is relevant to tax option they have maintained. Yeah, just to expand that option. Yes, you see the tax relevant indicator. 4 options, right? 1, 0, -0, 1, 2. So these are the 4 options you will see here in the other screen. Okay. If you maintain with country tax code and if you maintain that relevant to is null, it is relevant to tax and your external system will decide. That means your external system, your tax engine will decide your tax rate and tax code. Okay. If you maintain a 0, it is relevant to tax, it will decide your external system, both. If you maintain null and 0, it will decide your external system. If you maintain 1, it is relevant to tax, but if your external system is not used, that means your tax code is not making a call to Vertex.
Right.
Okay. If you maintain 2, your tax code is not relevant for tax and your Vertex system will not be used. So those kind of settings we do in the accelerator by default in the tax. So I would say this is a kind of hardcore in the tax code level by direct. Right. So these kind of settings we do in the. So these options you can see only for the US company code. So for other countries you can't see. If you open any tax code for other Europe country, you won't find this tolerance and a relevant to tax option.
But why the table itself is blank completely?
Because you are not using the tax functionality. So there is no such tax code which they don't want to use the Vertex. So there's a reason they are not using it. But in the going forward, if they want to pass a specific tax code which they don't want to make a call to Vertex, such cases you can use the table. Okay.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, go to the accelerator.
So, since the table is empty now, it will assume everything as blank, is it?
Yes, it's everything blank.
So, basically, in the property. So, basically, since the table itself is blank, is relevant to the system decides. That's it, right?
Right. So, nothing to do with if the table is blank. So, here you will maintain. So, we can do. So, in the US, you have an option to select in the tax code level also. In the same time, you can do in the accelerator level. But what about other Europe countries and rather, if you open any tax code for Europe, you won't find that relevant to tax option there in the tax code level.
Right.
That is majority of the Europe and APAC countries who will use that function. For US, we can do within the tax code level itself.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm going back. We take the system for VAT.
Yeah. So you have to activate your external system. Like in your ERP, you activated only the US, Canada, and Brazil. For other Europe countries, you have activated here. So,
but for US, Canada, where do we activate? It is in
your native tax setup. So they have activated there itself. So we can activate there or you can activate here in both places you can activate. In the both screens in the accelerator or in the ERP system, the screens will be same. So either you can activate it in your ERP, either you can activate it in your accelerator.
But do we have any for US here? No, right?
No. So because you have activated that is in your ERP system. So here you are activated other Europe countries.
So basically Europe countries I will be activating here.
But you can also activate that US here also. No, and you can open financial accounting, global settings, tax census, basic settings. Here you see the external tax calculations option. Here you see the external tax. Yeah, you see here it's the same. US and Canada you are using the same. It's the same screen, right?
That's
same. It's the same screen. No difference.
But we H and V.
They are using that naming. That's it. So you can use the same. You can use the same name also. If you see in Europe, they are using they're using same. E for external India, something like that.
Yeah, got it.
You want to get you won't get any available option also. You can enter any letter or you can enter. This is the parameters, accelerator parameters, GUI. Yeah. So this is bit important, Okay. Now you see here on the top, activate settings, you are activating data mapping because you need data mappings to communicate with your external tax engine, right? So for that purpose, you have activated data mapping. You are using jurisdiction codes for a ship from countries for your US and Canada, right? So you have to activate that jurisdiction also. And in the vendor partner type, you see these are the partner types, right? When you are placing in a PO, you have these partner numbers, right? Ordering address, vendor number, invoice party, goods supplier, everything, right? So this will be your partner types you have to define. But by default, this will come up here. Okay. So on the AP side, AP mapping and AR mapping, you see AP mapping is activated and AR mapping you have activated. And the FI AP also you have activated. You have not activated FI AR, tax goods movement, input tax, tax goods movement, output tax is not activated. That means you have a data mapping only for AR, AP, and FI AP. Only 3 options.
Why? What is the difference between AP mapping and FIAP? Is it?
AP is nothing but it's more into manual GBS. So in the manual, you can't find the physical origin destination countries, right? You have the GL based posting, something like that, right? Open another session. I'll show you something. Just keep this screen like this and open.
Yeah.
Go to accelerate. Go to see the Vertex data mappings. Expand. Click on the data map. Now you see only here you can see only 3 options, right? AR, AP, FI, AP. Why these 3 are is activated showing up? Yes, here you have activated only 3 options. That is the reason. So you are not seeing all the other 3 options. You are getting me?
Okay. Yeah.
Now click on the DM configuration. You are in the DM configuration only, right? Okay.
Yeah.
These are all like a same options here. Like click on location fields. Yeah. And the location fields here you see the shift from ship to point of origin, point of acceptance, everything. These are the standard one. Okay. For you, Canada, you are using is a tax TJC code, right? What countries use locations in the sales side and purchase, right? You see on the left side.
Yeah.
On the right side. You see the heading is the sales AR. If you click on sale purchase AP,
Yeah.
there you see the sales AR, right? Yeah. If you see here, you are seeing that a physical origin country, admission origin country, vendor number, vendor code, company code, all the details are coming up here, right? By default, it is changing. So these are the one-time settings. Okay. So these are the standard settings. So this you can understand. Okay, destination ship to countries, destination sold to countries, destination. So destination country will be the planned country. Sometimes it's a PO country is your destination country. Planned country is also for STO, right? STO, it is plants abroad. It is planned country is your destination country, right? Because we are sending the goods from one plant to another plant, right? So plant to address is also will be the destination country. The cost center is also the destination country. Your company code is also the destination country. Your physical origin country is vendor number, vendor country, right? Investing party. Your physical origin is vendor number, something like that. So these are the standard settings, okay, right?
Yeah.
So location settings. If you click on the customer and vendor registrations, here you can see what are the registration, what are the fields which we have to use for customers on the master data, right? You see the STSIG. STSIG is for the VAT registration number. You know, right? What is the VAT countries? All the Europe countries will use a VAT field is to update the VAT registration number, right? For if it is APAC countries, we will use STs from CD1 to CD5. Tax number 1 to tax number 5. That is from India, China, South Korea, Malaysia, right? Vietnam, Indonesia.
But all the European countries use just this field, right?
Only STSIG, only VAT countries. Those are the VAT countries.
Yeah, we don't have VAT registration, just one VAT number. That's it, right?
We have one vendor will have multiple VAT registration. One customer will have one.
We have tax number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, we don't have. We have VAT number. That's it. We can update multiple numbers. For other countries, we'll use the different tax numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. Okay. Just hope you are getting, means you are understanding by seeing the screens, right?
Yeah.
This is for customers. If you select for vendors on the right corner, this is for the same vendor. It's almost same fields, right? We are using same fields.
But it is for APAC countries, we are just using one.
Yeah, for APAC countries, we use SD1 to SD5. We can use as per the candidates. We have to use the correct field number. For example, for India, you are using, for example, tax number 1. Okay. And you are updated the tax number in tax number, your GST number in tax number 2. Right? The system will not read, the number will not go to Vertex.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So it will read only from the tax number 1 field. If you are not updated in 1, you are updated in 2, it will not go to Vertex, and Vertex will read this vendor is a non-registered vendor. Even though the vendor is having the registration number, GST number in the wrong field.
Tax number 192, right? Isn't it?
Sorry?
We are passing both tax number 192.
See, here I can see 1 from 1 to 5, right? Some countries will use tax number 1. Some countries will use tax number 2. Some countries will use tax number 6, something like that.
Okay.
Accordingly, the system. So, for example, India using tax number 1, and you are updated the VAT number, GST number in tax number 2. For example, when you are placing an order, the tax number 2 data will not go to Vertex. Because the tax number 2 is not relevant for India, right? It is only for other country. So it will not go to your Vertex, and Vertex will read this vendor as an unregistered vendor, and it will derive the 0 VAT. Even though your all the tax configuration, everything is correct, but you are updated the VAT number, GST number in that wrong field. That is also it's a issue.
Yeah.
So AP default count. So now here we have some global tax codes, right? You see here global tax code. Only here we use only global tax code options. Okay. So global tax code options here, I think they are not using it. Generally we will maintain that global tax code is I1 or O1, something like that. I1 is tax code or something. Yeah. But tax conversion here, click there, conversion, maximum active process, which is, I didn't know this even, just do not log on, change the data. This is it's one time. Here I can see that only the tax jurisdiction code we will set up here. You see in the bottom, you will see that there is some jurisdiction code. That code we will set up here. That's it. It's for your tax calculations for US and Canada.
Got it.
Yeah. So this is very, very important. Okay. So yeah, this is very, very important. You see here the SAC logging is a heading, right? It is activated by process. You see the SAC logging option, right? Yeah. If you select the purchase order, LIV, FIAP, tax, GM, APR, LIV, billing, sales document, that means when you are activating these options, you can able to see the logs for these documents. For example, you are not activated that SAC logging for purchase order. Okay. So you have some issue with the purchase order. You wanted to see the log for a purchase order. Okay. So, but here you have not activated to enable the log for purchase order. So in that case, you can't see any log for a purchase order. Okay. So make sure that if you are enabling proper loggings, so that those documents will enable to see the SAC logs. Okay. So in the data mappings, you see, so in the data mappings, we do some PO level data mappings, in invoice level data mapping, because in PO we have different fields, right? We have item category, we have account assignment, we have PO document type. But in LIV, we don't have such options, right?
Yeah.
So those kind of options, you want to do some PO level data mappings, LIV level data mappings, billing level data mapping, SD level data mappings. So such cases, you have to enable these options. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Now, VAT specific requirements. So this is a more standard thing. So here we don't do anything. Yeah. If you see, there is one option I would say I want to highlight here. You see the second option, VAT adjustment during payment and clearing. Right? Here they acted only for AP, not for AR.
Yeah.
Right? So here there is some cases where you made some down payment to the vendor to book your product as a pre-booking. Right? So now just tell me, for down payment, while paying a down payment, will we have to pay any taxes?
Usually
will have any taxes? Generally no.
Yeah.
Right? For there are some countries like Ukraine and Russia, as per their localization, they will collect the tax on your down payment. You have to pay the tax on your down payment. So you paid some 10,000 as in down payment. On top of it, you paid rupees as a tax. Right? So you purchase a product and you are trying to clear the down payment. Right? So you purchase the product and you clear the rest amount against your account. They have to clear your down payment, right? Otherwise, it will show up as your down payment is exist or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So no. So such cases, it will make a call to Vertex also. Okay?
Right.
So it will make a call to Vertex. So for that reason, clearing and down payments, you will activate this AP process so that it will make a call to Vertex and it will calculate the taxes as well. So now coming to the second options in the bottom, you see some deferred tax setup, right? You know, right? Deferred tax, right? What is deferred tax? In advance, we will pay the taxes to the vendor or government, right? So for that purposes, we will use some document type and we will create some tax code, deferred tax code and target tax code. We will do some deferred rules, right? Everything we will do configure right in SAP. So if you are using those kind of deferred tax code mapping, you can use the tax code mappings here. You see the deferred tax code and the tax code target tax code, you will map the tax codes here. But here they are not using the deferred tax concept. But the deferred tax concept we can set up both in accelerator or in your ERP system also. It's not required to set up in your accelerator. The both are ways we can do. Okay? Yeah. Deferred tax. Yeah. Coming to the plan sub. Here they are using, you see, in CFA, in the accelerator, it in the first column, right? In the version, in the about page, it is showing that you are activated the plan sub concept, right? You see, you are activated the plan software concept and you are using document type is via code. Document should be is A and document category is Z, and this is a company code. This is a GL number they want to use for your tax registration. So those kind of settings we will do here. Okay.
Yeah.
So this we won't do much thing because this is a I would say country level tax code mapping. You see here for GB we are using I1 or input tax, O1 is output tax, something like that. It's for US we are not using anything. So this is your tax procedures. On the top you can see if you change the tax procedure here it will show change your tax procedure as well.
It's only showing for India. Is it? Why it is showing only for India?
External jurisdiction level mapping, right? Open that India. You see they are mapping, they have done some jurisdiction level mapping, right? And the column 7, just expand that 7. What is that 7? Nothing. It is 7, 8, 9. Okay, on top of that. I don't know why I tutored this, but
so
can you expand this field type? Yeah. Can you expand this field type? Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, basically like in some cases we also enable Vertex for certain company codes only, right? Where do we control that? For which company codes the Vertex is enabled within the country?
In the accelerator, we don't have such option. Okay. See, tell me, I would say that is a very right question, I would say, because in Netherlands, I have, for example, in Netherlands, I do have 5 company codes. Okay. So all the 5 company codes will use a one tax procedure, right? Right?
Yeah.
So there is no need to use a different tax procedure for different company code, right? So in that case, you have to do a lot of configuration. You have to create a new tax procedure. You have to create a separate tax procedure for each country and everything, right? This is unnecessary wasting your time and wasting your money and configuration and efforts also, right? So if you are using the tax procedure and country level, I suggest you use the same tax procedure for all company codes. Don't quote only like one company code. I don't want to make a call to Vertex.
No, but if you need to control it company code level, do we have any option?
But for now, here, there is no option.
Okay, basically.
But in Vertex, we can do some option in Vertex. But anyway, such cases, I would say no. No. You can't opt it. But in CFA, we do have such option. In CFA, we have tax service and we have DT, tax decision tool. Okay, tax service is nothing but it will make a call to Vertex. If you are using TDT, tax decision tool, it will not make a call to Vertex, so that will be within your ERP system.
Okay.
So the kind of setting, but in the both there also tax procedure will be same. So finally, I would say there is no such option. So we have such option, but it's wasting of our time and efforts, everything.
Okay.
It's not suggestible also, I would say. Okay.
And that is fine.
Now what I want to say something, right? We have some calculation types, right? So can you click that in 950? Let's see what is that 950. And then you see calculation type. Yeah, it's not showing anything, right? That's fine. Okay, this is a tax procedure. Oh, sorry. I thought this is a pricing procedure. Okay, you can't find anything here. I'll show you their process. So it's web service setups. Okay, we nothing do much here. Okay, there you will get some user password and some options you will get here, but we don't know that web service password. That's fine. If you want to just open that web service user setup, let's see. It will ask some user password. You see some user name and passwords. Okay. Some URLs they are using it.
What is this for? Web service configuration?
This is your ERP system IP address, right?
I think so.
Your ERP system IP address.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back. So data mapping. Data mapping is very, very important. Yeah. In the data mapping here, we are using 3 combinations. Okay. If you select that AR mapping and execute, here you can see 2 options. One is left side data, one is the right side data. Now, if you see on the right side, the highlighted in green, or you've done your data mappings. You see the grouping code, it's shift to party, product code is material group. In Vertex, grouping code we call, you see there is some product code and material group, right? Product code is, we call it as, in Vertex we call it as product code, but in SAP we call it as material group. Okay. Now you see in the freight amount, condition value, ship to and part, tax code, everything you see.
Yeah.
So these are the options. You see Vertex tax code. These are the standard mappings until you see the Vertex, right? Vertex Ecoterm, Vertex billing, Vertex doc type, Vertex order type, everything. These are your customized mappings. That means as per your requirement, you are doing the mapping. You see, in SAP, we mapped that billing type with the flexi field. You see this flexible to 10 to 9 to 11 to 12 to 13, 14, 15, right?
Yeah.
If you go and open your Vertex, open your Vertex system, maybe it's better to have this data mappings are very important. No? So
okay, yeah, we can cover this.
The data mappings are very, very important. Because of these data mappings only you will pass the data from your
This
Vertex.
is basically the whatever data that we are passing from here to Vertex for tax calculation, right? And this basically happens at three levels, at least on the purchasing side. During the PO creation, during the DR creation, I don't know, but invoice creation.
In the GR level, we don't have any taxes, right? Tax setup.
Yeah. During the invoice posting, again, it could be PO invoice posting or non-PO invoice posting.
Right.